Hello, third graders. This is Miss Kopak. In this video, we are going to read a passage together about tops or spinners. And as we are reading, we want to be able to answer these three questions. First, which top will spin the best and why? Second, how are spinners or tops similar to twirly birds and how are they different? And then the third question, rotational force is needed to make a good top spin. What else do you need to make a good spinner or top? So we want to be able to answer these three questions when we're all done. And when we are reading this article today, it's going to mention that we made tops in class, but since we weren't in school, we didn't actually do that. So you will be getting a chance later this week to make your own top. So when it mentions about how you made a top in class, we're just going to have to pretend that we did that. All right, this passage is called What Goes Around. The small spinner called a dreidel is a traditional Jewish toy. Children often play with dreidels during Hanukkah holiday celebrations. This toy is a little cube with a short shaft on top and a rounded point on the bottom. It has Hebrew letters written on the four flat sides. The game is played on a smooth surface. Each player places a chocolate coin or other small item into the center of the table. When the first player takes the dreidel shaft between thumb and index finger, she applies a rotational force to the shaft to start the dreidel spinning. A balanced dreidel will spin for several seconds before it loses energy, slows, and falls over. When it stops moving, one of the sides will be facing up. The letter printed on the side indicates what happens next. One letter means that the spinner gets all the items in the center of the table. Another letter indicates that the spinner gets half of the items. Each of the other letters means the spinner does something else. The dreidel is just one of many traditional tops used by people around the world for entertainment. All tops are basically the same. A top has a central shaft around which it rotates. It has a mass that is symmetrical. The mass makes the top stable, so it can spin a long time. You designed a top by placing one or more discs on a plastic shaft. The mass of the discs made your top stable, so it could spin for several seconds. The best way to apply force to this type of top is to spin the shaft between the palms of your two hands. You discovered that the position and size of the round discs change the performance of your top. Which of these tops do you predict would produce the longest spinning action? And there are the three choices there. See, this one, the disc is at the bottom. This one is actually two discs. And this one, there's two discs, but it's in the middle. So it's a little more balanced, a little more symmetrical, even on both sides. Here are some tops that work like the tops you designed in class. Notice where the round disc mass is located. Do these tops look like they will be stable spinners? Another popular top design is like a dreidel. These tops all have a short shaft extending up from the disc mass. To put these tops in motion, you use your thumb and index finger. Some of them have colorful designs to create interesting visual effects when the top spins. Many top designs use strings or a spring to apply rotational force to the top. To spin the string-driven tops, you wind the string around the shaft or the disc mass. Then you pull the string to apply force to the top to spin it. Tops that use string can rotate very fast. Skittles and Tops is a traditional board game. The Skittle board is divided into several rooms. Doorways connect the rooms. The doorways are just big enough for the spinning top to pass through. In the rooms are 10 little pins. Each pin is positioned on a spot that has been assigned a number. One of the rooms is the starting room. When a player pulls the string wound around the top, it starts spinning. The object is for the top to wander from room to room, knocking down the pins as it goes. When the top finally falls over, the player adds up the numbers of fallen pins. The highest score is the winner. The award for winning is figured at the start of the game by the players. So now that you know a little bit more about tops, you are going to be answering these questions in Seesaw. Which top will spin the best and why, out of those ones that we saw earlier on the second page? How are spinners or tops similar to twirly birds, and how are they different? We made twirly birds last week, so think about how they might be alike and different. And then finally, rotational force is needed to make a good top spin. What else do you need to make a good spinner or top? So think about the examples that they gave us. Besides using force, what else should the top have to make it a good spinner? So you can rewatch this video, you can reread the text, and share your answers with me on Seesaw. Toodaloo, kangaroos.